Ladies and gents, welcome to Six Figs. I'm Kyle, and in today's video, we're talking about internet computer price action. This is insane, folks. Before we get into it, follow me on Twitter at Real6Fig. This is where I get absolutely down and dirty. Yesterday's video that I dropped, this thing is really accurate. So we're going to be kind of rehashing everything. I was speculating whether or not we were going to get this little cup and handle, or if we were going to fill out this ascending triangle a little bit more. Now, ICP, we're up 4% on the day. I was delighted to wake up to a $13.20 ICP. Now, here's what's going on with this thing. There is so many bullish patterns that you could shake a stick and not hit them all. There's one that sticks out very nicely to me. And this really, folks, is what I'm the most bullish about, because it is the biggest pattern that I am seeing on this chart. And this is not financial or trading advice or anything of the sort. But when it comes down to it, you can see that we've got a very decent inverse head and shoulders. Exactly what I was referring to the other day. But there is a few other things just kind of going on with this. And when I start to see price action start to form like a whole bunch of bullish patterns, that's when I know that things are getting ready to possibly heat up. So when it comes down to it, yes, we've got a very nice inverse head and shoulders pattern. But on top of this, you could also make the argument that there could have been, or there could be even still, this ascending triangle that is forming right now. So I do hope that we see a little bit more of this squeeze as we get into like the first week of February here, second week of February. And I do hope that we start to see this thing really start to wind up, because I want to see some returns to $16 plus again. I want to see this thing rip all the way up to like $22, somewhere in that neighborhood. But usually when I look at if an ascending triangle forms, you know, how do you gauge? How do you gauge where this thing's going to go? Typically, a safe rule of thumb is to measure from the bottom of the head up to the neckline. And then really you can just put this on top of this break point, which is right about this $12.68. And that leaves us with a $17.70 ICP. But I do think that we're going to see something a lot better than that. Really, when it comes down to it, you can see right now these trend lines that I've just drawn up have acted as significant support to price action back in 2022. Now we are really fighting this same resistance level. So once we get up to that, once we clear this level, I do think that there is going to be some room to possibly run. Now we're looking at the daily, and this is one of my favorite charts to really look at. I'm just going to go ahead here and clear some of this stuff. But we had just this most impressive run to the upside, and now we have seen a very nice, you could argue that this is a very nice bull flag that has possibly been formed and might have possibly started to execute. So this is great to see. And one thing that I'm going to do is throw up some Fibonacci extensions, and you can see how this thing came right up and bounced right off this 227, which is a very common Fibonacci level to get bounces off of. The 127, 227, the 327, these are a lot of points where traders will sell bags. They will ape back in on retracements. As far as the options traders are concerned, a lot of these options traders out there, folks, they will wait till the 127 or the 161.8 to attempt to catch falling knives. They will sell their bags once they see these levels hit. So this is very interesting, to say the least. The only thing that worries me is that if we get some sort of bearish momentum going in the markets, and this is crypto and really emotions, the trading patterns, they fluctuate more than they wave more than a flag in the wind. The only thing that I have concern with, and that we need to really break this, is the potential head and shoulders pattern that could possibly develop to take us down a notch. And I'm hoping this doesn't happen. But if worst case scenario, something happens, we could see the bottom fall off on this. And I'm just trying to give you the best of both worlds when I do this price technical analysis, things like that. But for the time being, let's just check out the weekly chart. And, price shot up so fast. And it's not exactly what you want to see, but on the weekly chart, we had a nice run with like 3 months, 2 months. This thing just went straight up and up only. This thing is taking a breather. But as you guys can see, and I've pointed this out in a lot of previous videos, I was speculating that the price is too far from this Ichimoku cloud. So I'd like to see this 50 moving average really start to kind of come up like this. And I'd like to just see a flag on the weekly just form like this. This is what we need. And so if we see something like this happen, or maybe even an ascending triangle or a pennant or whatever, this thing is gearing up to prime, in my own opinion. So with that said, I mean, you guys can kind of see the next target I have for ICP is right around this $20-ish level, then the 25, so on and so forth. But when it comes down to it, folks, I do believe that we're going to hit some heavy resistance around this $23-ish level, somewhere in that neighborhood. But I'm hoping that we could potentially see some of these higher numbers like $70, $141 as we go into this next bull run. So make sure that you subscribe to this channel. Make sure you follow me on Twitter or X, and we'll see you guys all in the next video. I drop ICP ecosystem news and chart videos like it's nobody's business.